Hey guys, I'm Phil and welcome to the show. Tonight we're coming at you from a very relaxed angle. I'm recording on my webcam rather than my camera. I don't have any nice lighting or anything. I'm just going to be casually hopping around on Discord, trying to find some Oceanic Quake Series players and talk to them about how they feel about the series coming up. I've got the Fishy waiting in the wings. The Fishy, his name's just Fishy. He used to be the Fish. He's rebranded, it's a bit sleeker, it's a bit smoother, and he's looking really dangerous coming out of the Oceanic Quake Series qualifier, so we're going to hop in and have a chat to him in just a minute. Alright guys, I'm here with Fishy, recent OQS qualifier. We're going to ask him some questions about Quake, and also watch him play some Quake live in the background, just while we're going. We're on your point of view, man, don't mess up.
Yep, I'm new at Quake, so I'll probably mess up a few times.
That's it, go easy on him, he's new. How new are you, man? When did you start playing Quake?
Maybe when I was... since 2005 sometime.
Wow, so yeah, pretty long time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in the Quake Champions scene probably aren't that familiar with you. You've played a bit, but really you're a bit of a black horse coming into the OQS Season 2. You just kind of showed up for the last qualifier and dominated a bunch of guys. It was very impressive. Really enjoyable to watch. Oh, I caught it at the end of a round too. That's wonderful. Cool. Okay. So, you've been playing Quake for such a long time. What's your kind of background with it? Like mostly Quake 3 stuff, mostly like Clan Arena is what I know you for. Yeah,
so way back when it was mainly Quake 3 Instagib. So I'm not sure if you remember a guy named Sketch, but apparently he was caught hacking, and he was like a clanmate of mine. Played with him for years. I had no idea.
So have you seen much change in the Australian Quake community in that time? You know, like what's it like playing today versus playing back then?
People have lost their competitive edge. So there used to be every man and his dog had a clan, and now clans are few far in between. It would be good if we had more clans in the future, more teams. Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be sponsored or anything like that, but more team-based games, that would be good.
So coming into the Oceanic Quake Series 2, you've had some issues with Quake Champions and getting it to run. You fixed those up, you showed up to the qualifier, you qualified. How are you feeling coming into it? How do you think you stack up to some of the other top Quake Champions players in Australia?
I'm feeling pretty good. The game is running really smoothly for me now. Like, I think it's a clean 250 FPS throughout the game.
Damn. That's amazing,
Yeah, my computer isn't bad at all, so I don't know why it wouldn't run before. I just uninstalled, reinstalled, and bam, it's working fine now.
What strengths do you bring into the game?
I think my aim. I think I'm known for my aim. The Quake Champs guys wouldn't know my aim too well, but if you played against me Quake Live long enough, it's my aim's not too shabby.
You were hitting something like 60% LG in the OQS qualifier. It was absolutely mad to watch.
Oh yeah, right.
What about when you come up against guys like, Dan and Steej, right, who also have this really phenomenal aim? What do you think you can compete with those? Do you think you're going to put the practice in and try and up your skill coming into it?
I think so. I think I can definitely keep up with them. Especially if it goes into like a lightning gun versus lightning gun battles. I may have the edge.
Yeah, you're probably one of the few people who can really step up to those guys and take them on. You're playing Quake Live right now. Do you think the skill transfer is... what do you think the skill transfer is like? Do you think playing Quake Live is good practice for Quake Champions?
Yes, I do. Especially, pretty much it transfers completely over.
I've judged you a lot over the years, though, and it really looked like, in the OQS qualifier, you were stepping up your game a lot in how you approached it. Traditionally, I think if you were someone who likes to just aim, but you were really making some smart plays in there as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing what you can bring to the game. Have you read the PTS patch notes?
I haven't, but I heard some pretty good things about it in terms of performance, cutting down loading times, I think.
The time between matches when you're queuing is the really big one.
Yeah,
so that's exciting. It's going to cut like 30 seconds off of each game, which adds up pretty fast.
Agreed. I haven't seen much about the notes yet, but I think it should be good. I think it's probably make or break for Quake Champs right now.
Yeah, they've got to really deliver something that's stepping it up a bit. The player numbers are struggling, but we've got great things happening in Australia. We have a 40-man ladder. The final 16 players are playing off tomorrow. We've got the OQS Season 2 starting. There's a lot of stuff to look forward to, even if we're not sure about the future of the game.
Good. It should be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for
No
saying a
worries.
few words, and good luck in the games. I'm sure we'll talk to you again as the series goes on.
Cheers. I hope I bring some good aim, some good games.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Thanks, man.
All right, cheers.
All right, I'm joined now by Knight. Knight, thank you for being with me here. Knight's probably you would be the youngest player in this lineup by at least a good 5 or 6 years, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Most of the guys
so-
are 20s, I think.
Yeah, well into their 20s, on into their 30s, some of them. Knight, young player coming into Quake. What's your impressions of the game? Just kind of starting out and getting to compete in these high-level tournaments with some of these, brilliant Quake minds of history.
I mean, it's a really awesome game. I come from sort of the Counter-Strike, Overwatch background. Quake really stood out to me as a game that's very skill expressive, and also being able to do the 1v1 duels is means you don't have to rely on your team as much, which I think is a lot better. It shows individual performance a lot more.
So you kind of scraped into the last series. You came into this one a bit more confidently. How are you feeling compared to all these other players? Right, you have some of these other guys who maybe aren't as experienced in the game, like Winegum and Fishy, but who have 10. Or even in Winegum's case, I think, 22 years of Quake experience behind them. Do you think your Quake Champions knowledge matches up well against these guys?
I mean, I think I'll definitely have some advantage over a couple of the guys with ability knowledge and stuff like that. But I think as far as control and knowing where to be and when, most of these guys will beat me pretty easily.
All right, so what do you do to prepare to give your best showing in these games?
I mean, basically, I've practiced a lot with Chugg. We go into games, play games, talk about them, what we can do better or what's going well. I basically just play with him. I've been playing with Law and Xanaku recently, which has been good to get some more sort of diversity in the types of plays I can expect.
If you have to pick between coming up against Dan, Steej, or Xanaku, who do you pick? Who do you think you have the best odds against?
I would probably put myself against Xanaku because I've played him a bit. I know a little bit about his style. And he just feels like a really logical player. Doesn't try to mix it up too much, but he's still enough where you can get caught off guard.
Yeah, and so I guess the last kind of question is, when you come into these games and this tournament, what do you think your biggest strengths are? What do you think you bring to the table against these guys?
I think my biggest strength is probably my railgun. Being able to just hit that consistent damage either at range or sort of closer. A lot of people don't really expect it.
Yeah, we definitely saw that in the qualifier. You're hitting some crazy shots.
Yeah, I've been lucky with the qualifiers. I tend to hit a lot more than I normally would in those games. So I'm not sure whether that's just getting lucky or a bit of under the pressure, but
yeah, no, it can be such a good thing, when you're against the wall and you have to hit those shots. And I think last season you had a really great moment like that in the qualifier where you hit some crazy flick rail.
Yeah, that last season qualifier against Fishy was probably
that was off
the
the
best.
chain.
Yeah, that was some of the best shots I've hit.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep moving around, keep finding different people to talk to. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you next time. Good luck in the season.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I'm joined now by Chugg. Chugg, welcome to the show. You've qualified for the Quake Series. You beat Fishy in a really awesome match. How are you feeling coming into these games?
Pretty good. The way the groups have worked out, I like my chances, and I think it's going to be competitive and good.
Yeah, it's looking like a really great tournament. Lots of old Quake experience in this. You're another newer player to the scene. I asked Knight this question. If you come up against, Dan, Steej, or Xanaku, who do you favour your odds against the most?
Xanaku, because I've played him the most, I understand him the most, and Steej is a bit more of a force of, I'm not sure how to tackle him, and Dan is just, obviously he's got the results behind him. It's just, it's a lot more difficult to see the path to victory.
Do you think Dan's going to take this series?
The whole thing? Well, we'll have to see. I haven't seen him play on this patch, so there may be some nuances that Escape has noticed that someone can use to best him, but we'll have to see how it plays out. We still have many games to play. You know, the group stages, best of 3, everyone. You know, lots of games to play.
Sorry, and speaking of patch, we had the PTS notes come out the other day. Have you had much of a chance to study those up? Because that will likely drop while the series is underway.
That's true. I didn't consider that. I just recall the clutch changes, and there aren't that many clutch players, like Knight, potentially Zenaku, but other than that, I don't actually remember what the changes are.
So what do you think your strengths are coming into these games?
Ooh, that's a tough question. It depends who I'm playing against. I think my personal best strength is that I'm a little bit versatile in how I play the game. I've got multiple tools at my disposal compared to someone, let's say, like Fishy or Zenaku, who have a very refined playstyle that is predictable and consistent. I feel as though I'm capable of switching it up more than other players.
Well, yeah, so I mean, you and Knight are famous for your Slash play. You think even if people are banning Slash against you, it doesn't hurt your strengths overall?
Well, it'd be nice if someone lets me play Slash, but of course I've been playing with the understanding, you know, for months that no one will let me play her for free. It's the most obvious ban, and that to use that to my advantage, they can't ban anything else. So I'm free to practice the Anarchies, the Clutches, the Sorlags that, you know, if she were to come back into meta, and people aren't able to take those off of me. So I'm free to put time and invest time into other odd picks that other players aren't free to do.
Yeah, no, that's good. So you think you're going to have a good, you know, variety of champions you can pull into the game? And just in general, how do you prepare for a tournament like this?
Well, it's imperative to understand who you're up against, what the champions they play, what maps they prefer. So doing your research is key for me, because I need to understand how I want to play something. If I just arbitrarily pick maps that I like and pick champions that I like, I can have different results because my opponents will be doing different things, and I can't just do that. It's best for me to be mentally prepared with where they like to play, what champions, and which maps, so that going into the game I'm as prepared as I can be.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a really logical approach, and I wish you all the best in the season. You've got some hard games ahead of you, but we're looking forward to seeing how you can perform on the stream. We're watching you closely, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
Steej, how you been,
Hello.
man?
Yo. What is up?
Oh, alright, so let's talk about Quake. Oceanic Quake Series, Season 2 starting.
An interview?
Yeah, it's an interview, man. We're live.
Oh.
No, it's not
Alrighty.
live, it's recorded. But we're rolling. In the deep end. How are you feeling about this season coming into it? What do you think is going to be different about Oceanic Quake Series Season 2 compared to Season 1?
I think the patch has changed a lot. I think last season was on the patch. Plus, everyone's probably a little bit rustier than usual. So no one really knows what level they're going to come in.
Yeah, there's definitely like a really dedicated group of players who have still been, you know, practicing really hard. Are you concerned about some of the guys' skills creeping up on you? Or do you think, you know, you're going to put a bit of time in and just get right back to where you were?
I don't think anyone's really reached the next level, to be honest. And I don't think they will for some time. So I'm not too worried about anyone else besides the regular two.
Yeah, so you're feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah, for sure.
Who do you think this patch favors more compared to the previous one? Like, out of you, Steej, and... out of you, Steej. You are Steej. Out of you, Dan and Zenaku. You know, how do you think that split falls that's maybe different to the previous patches?
I think definitely helps me a bit. I'm not someone that relied on abilities. Dan is very good at adapting, so he's probably not feeling it too much either. I don't know if Dave is, which is an Aku, but I know his main gameplay was around the abilities. And I know after going into this new patch, leading up to DreamHack, we were playing versus each other, and I felt very strong versus him. I don't know if it's because of the patch or he's not used to it, but there was a big difference, I noticed.
We also had PTS notes come out recently, and that patch is surely going to come like halfway through the season. What do you think about those notes? Do you have any kind of predictions with that?
It's not too much on the balance changes. I think most of the balance changes have been coming for a long time. Hopefully it makes BJ and Keel a bit more playable, and hopefully Clutch a bit more enjoyable to play and play against.
Coming into these games, what's your biggest strength?
Oh,
Putting you on the spot.
well, not much. No, I'd say just my usual. I'd say I'm very good at reading the opponents and what they want to do, as well as having strong aim. So, if I get the chance to, if I get some room to do what I want to do, I think I can read the opponents really well. So,
who's going to win this season, Steej? Is it going to be you?
Like I said, it's hard to say because I don't think anyone's been playing too much, so I don't know what level anyone's at. I've played Dan a couple times, and I mean, we feel the same as how we were, really. Obviously, it's a bit sloppier, but I don't know how much Dave's been playing. But I think I think not much has changed, to be honest.
Okay, so you think we'll see fairly similar things to the previous season?
Yeah, I think we'll,
but
sure.
Yeah, maybe with a bit of practice from some of the younger guys, some of those doors are a bit more open than they were last time. Good luck in the season. Thank you for joining me. All the best.
Cheers, mate. Gotcha.